It is just about 9:49 on this Saturday morning. Carl Nelson's here from the Imagination Station. How's it going?
Good. I want to show you the coolest thing you can do with an egg, short of cooking it and
The
eating it.
coolest thing, okay.
It's the coolest science activity I think you can do with an egg.
Can we do this at home?
You can do this at home, and you
Awesome.
should do this at home. It is so cool.
Okay.
So eggs have a hard, crusty shell.
Sure.
Right? And so if you've ever broken an egg, you've noticed that the shell will sort of stick together. It doesn't just shatter into individual pieces.
Right, because you have that membrane in there, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
There's two thin membranes inside an egg that help protect the egg. So I'm going to give you an egg here in this glass. You've got some vinegar.
Okay.
I want you to fill the whole glass up with vinegar.
All right,
So
this
is
is
what
just
you
your
can do at home.
run-of-the-mill at the grocery store
You
vinegar.
can use distilled vinegar, you can use apple cider vinegar, you can use red, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
All vinegar has acetic acid in it.
Is that good or more?
That's perfect.
Okay.
So acetic acid will react with the calcium carbonate in the shell, and if you look closely,
see the bubbles.
You can
I
see
don't know.
bubbles immediately start to happen, and that's a good sign. The reaction is taking place.
Okay.
Okay. We're dissolving the shell. Now, if you let this sit for a day, you're going to end up with something that looks like this.
Ooh.
All right. So
Okay.
that white scummy stuff on the top is the calcium from the shell.
But it's still, even you can see after a day,
There
you're
are
still
still
seeing
bubbles.
the bubbles.
Exactly.
Okay.
So after about 2 days, you will end up then with what we call the naked egg.
So
All right?
cool.
I'll give this to you. It's an egg that has no shell.
It
okay?
feels so weird.
It's very soft and
Yeah.
flexible. You can.
It almost feels kind of like a bouncy ball.
It does. I mean, you got to be careful. It could explode on you.
That's true.
Right? If you're too rough with it, but it will bounce. It's very, very cool. In fact, if you notice, check this out.
Yeah, it's so much larger.
This is the egg I started with. This is the naked egg. And so what happens is something called osmosis
Okay.
allows water from the vinegar to flow through the membranes into the egg, and it swells the egg
Ah,
up.
okay. So if we were to break this, there would be even more, there would be some water in there as well from the vinegar?
Yeah. So here, a lot of people think
Oh,
that it's a
okay.
hard-boiled egg, but it's not. It's actually just a raw egg, and it's got that membrane. Okay. Now, the cool thing about the egg getting bigger is you can reverse it. Okay.
Oh,
If you
cool.
put the egg in some corn syrup,
Which we all can find in the grocery store.
or even on your pantry,
Sure.
right? Corn syrup doesn't have much water in it. And what you
Oh.
get is this great little sort of pouch of an egg of sorts.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the water's been extracted. Now, if you want, what's even better is you can put this back in water. It will swell back up.
So it just goes back and forth and
You
back
keep
and
going
forth.
back and forth, back and forth.
Interesting.
You can do all sorts of crazy things with your eggs. In fact, one of my favorites, though, is to put the naked egg like this into some food coloring.
Okay.
Because, and you can do a little experiment. We can do one right here. A lot of people think that if you put the egg in the food coloring just colors the membrane, right? But the real test would be if we were to pop the membrane and see.
Oh boy. Should I stand back a little bit here, Carl?
You might want to stand back. We're going to do it inside the cup here to protect you a little bit.
Okay.
We'll just pop that. And I did some blue food coloring here.
Oh yeah.
And you can see that the liquid that comes out is definitely blue. All right, so the food coloring
It
is
goes right through.
actually going right through the egg.
Huh.
Okay.
Very
so it's
cool.
not just covering the outside, but a cool experiment you can do with the egg. You can do all kinds of food colorings.
And you're gonna look like a Smurf for the
I'll
rest
look
of the
like
weekend.
a Smurf. That's
That's
really
fine.
cool. That's okay. That's okay. You can do red eggs. You can do green eggs.
Cool.
Really cool. And it is so easy to do at home. You probably have all the stuff. And
Yeah, some vinegar, some corn
Try it.
syrup, a little bit of time,
Try
and
it.
some interest from the
it's the
kids.
coolest thing you can do with an egg. You really have to feel this thing to appreciate how cool this is.
Nice. All right. Well, Carl, thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate it. If you want to check out the Imagination Station, they are open today, 10 to 5. Lots of fun stuff happening down there, correct?
Yep.